Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first of its kind on this channel. This is... What the hell is the name of this show? I came up with it on the fly. Yeah, Killer Closeout, that's right. Yeah, I had an idea for an intro that I did not have time to edit for. But yes, welcome to DMH's Killer Closeout. And tonight we are talking The Flock. So we're welcoming Scott and Larry. Welcome. What's up, guys?
Awesome.
Thanks for coming to hang out.
I got to tell you, like, first off, I love the shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, thank you.
I'm a
Lady
big,
Death is one of my
fan.
favorites.
Yeah, no, big, huge fan of Brian Polito and everything he does, man. Absolutely.
That's my homie. That's my homie. Every time I go down to MegaCon, I got to swing by and say hi to Brian. We end up talking about metal for a couple of hours, and
brother. Yeah,
people are like, "Hey,
he's like a bucket list.
Yeah.
He's a bucket list guy I want to meet, man. Like 100%. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's an awesome dude. He's the OG like outlaw comic guy. You know,
that's it, man.
Like, seriously, Evil Ernie, way back in the day with Eternity. But yeah, as far as like, you know, I mean, crowdfunding. That's what we're all about right now, right? I mean, this dude. This is after Chaos folded, after it went bankrupt. Like, Lady Death was all he had left. Like, you know, he shopped her around different places trying to get it published, you know, and different publishers, but none of them were all that good. It wasn't Lady Death. So he crowdfunded this first campaign, and after that, did another one, slowly built up, and then he was able to make Coughing Comics. And now he's got a warehouse.
Yeah.
Warehouse, employee. He's got like the whole show.
Right.
I mean,
a whole shebang, man. That's right.
No, he's got that whole salesman pitch vibe too. You know what I mean? Like he knows how to drive it home, and then he works, of course, with like the top tier talent of this industry. So you know,
absolutely. I mean, he can, you know, he attracts that. People want to work with Brian because Brian's a fun dude. I mean, and you know, it's
positivity goes a long way. Positivity goes a long way too. Anything in comics, like if you're fun to work with, fun to be around, people are gonna flock. They're gonna flock over to. Oh
wait, damn it! I had something for this. Hold on. Shit, I had something for this. There we go. Yes.
But
speaking of which, so
over
the flock
to back the campaign, but they'll also flock to help you out and work with you. So there he is.
Exactly. Hey, face to a voice. Wow, okay. Yeah, definitely a face to a voice. So, you've got what, 16 hours? Is that what you said? 16 hours left on this campaign?
About 16, 15. Well, 15 now because it's 8 o'clock. But yes, about 15. We got 48 backers, but our goal is about $2,000, and the we're at about 1419. So we're like I think 580 off from getting funded. So we're very close. Extremely close.
Let's say hi to the folks in the chat. What's up, Fade? Stopping by for a like. Hope you guys have an awesome show. Thanks, man. Appreciate you, homie. We got Frog G in the house, slinging the link.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
It's also in the description.
Nice.
And let me go ahead and pin that comment to the top of the chat. All right, cool. There, now it's pinned.
Awesome.
Ichthy, what's up? Welcome, welcome.
Ichthys.
Is that how you say it? Ichthys?
Yeah,
like
I call him Itchy 5. That's what I call him.
I mean, that's what I thought it was the first time I saw it.
And
Itchy
like he's
5.
like, no, it's Ichthys, but I had called him Itchy 5 for like 2 or 3 years now, so it just sort of stuck.
Hell, Silvar.
Hell.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you kind of have it set up one way in your head, and that's just kind of the way it is, right?
That's it for life.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Ichthys is pretty cool because he did a cover. Oh, I love what you just wrote there. That's hilarious.
Flocka to read it. Awesome.
But yeah, he did a cover for the campaign, and he did some coloring work as well. So I'm pretty stoked to get him in there. And he, I knew him through when I did a campaign last year. Was on a stream and then got talking with him afterwards, and you know, one thing left to another. He did coloring, and then also he did a cover for me. So I was really happy to get him his name out there because he's trying to get his name out there. So got to do it somehow.
Well, I mean, and that's the beauty of this scene that we have. We've got a bunch of people that are amazingly talented, and we all work together to create something. I mean, we've all got our own things that we're making and we're creating. We're building our platforms, as Coach likes to say. But we all a rising tide lifts all boats. So working together, we get we're able to help out. Able to get names out there. You might have a much different audience than I do, and I might have a different audience than Larry does. So it's good cross promotion. I realized this concept when I was going to see Guar, and they had this band opening for them that I would never have guessed because it's completely different than Guar. But somebody on Twitter called Brocky out for it, and he's like, "Hey man, we're just it gets us in front of a different audience. Maybe somebody that wouldn't come see Guar but would come see them, and it gets turned on to our music." I was like, "Huh." Never thought about it like that. So it's kind of like that.
I love Guar, man. I got gooed by Guar. They came to our little neck of cannon. I was right up there, man. They had the big gun.
Oh yeah, brother. The blood cannon. Yeah. Oh man, the world worm. Yeah, Guar is not quite the same since Brocky's been gone. I
remember watching Guar on Jerry Springer. You know what I mean?
The 90s were a great time, weren't they?
I'm old, dude.
Jerry Springer and talking to Sally Jesse Raphael about all kinds of bad music. I remember that episode. They had El Duce on there as well.
Well, he was from the Mentors, right?
Yep.
That's what it was.
Yep.
Yeah. And
the
oh man.
The guy that Courtney Love tried to pay to have Kurt taken out. Theoretically, I don't know. It's all funny. But anyway, yeah. Scott's like, where the hell is this stream going? Oh my god!
I was like,
this is the beginning of the stream. We're just this is hanging out. This is so the audience gets to know us, and then we'll talk shop. We're all right. What are you guys reading right now? How about that? We'll change the subject. Guar's a little bit sticky for this stream.
I've been actually reading. A friend of mine bought the V for Vendetta graphic novel, and he bought it, and then he read it and he just handed it to me. I've read it in the past, but it's been years. I've been reading that lately. And it's very eerie because it's so close to what's going on in our lives right now. Very close in some ways. It's so very it's a little creepy.
yeah no, it resonates a little bit differently now than it did back in the day. It's like this was supposed to be a warning, not a blueprint.
And I've been reading that, and then I've got a friend of mine wrote a script for a comic that I've been reading, kind of like going through it with him and kind of like trying to, get things rolling because it's pretty interesting comic. I don't want to go into details for that because that's a whole different topic of situation, but it's going to be a fun comic. He's really into doing it. It's one of my coworkers that I've been telling about comics all the time. And he finally actually did his own, wrote a script and got things rolling. I've been trying to get him to do it. So I'm kind of like doing not like grammar checking, but kind of like telling him, okay, some of these jokes that you have aren't landing in the script. Maybe you want to tweak them a little bit.
Punch this up here, tweak this here. Yeah, awesome.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what you do for your friends. Christopher C says, "What WTF? I come here to see the flock, but Big Larry is here too." Christopher C is always fun. Let's see, Larry. This is why I need PR team whenever you shout out my name.
That's right. Itchy 5 must survive.
Itchy 5 must survive. That should be his logo. Itchy 5 must survive.
What I say every time he appears on my show.
What a replicant. R.I.P. Cuttlefish of Cthulhu. Am I calling Guar moist? Have you been to a Guar show, especially in the front row? Yes. Yes, you will be.
Yeah, you're gonna get wet.
The first, all the rows will get wet. Pretty much. I saw Guar. I actually saw Ghoul and Guar at the same venue. And it had it was a small venue, but it had a nice downstairs, but it had an upstairs balcony. So I could get real close and look down and watch Guar and not get sprayed in the face, which was good because I had expensive camera equipment with me at the time. So, yeah, didn't want to get sprayed.
No.
But, yeah, not that time anyway. But, yeah, both Ghoul and Guar were spraying people down. They had like plastic sheets up to cover the bar to make sure that people could still get a drink.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was great. This became from promoting the closing the flock to boomers stream talking about Seinfeld. Funny enough inspiration to the flock. Damn. Boomer. I ain't that old. Damn. I work in tech support. I can't. Whatever.
Ooh, nice.
Has Gallagher ever toured with Guar? That would be an interesting show. Smashing watermelons and then, launching it. Ooh.
I love that cover.
Nice.
That's by Jamie Tyndall. This is Miss Meow from Kickstarter.
Yeah. Jamie Tyndall's fucking great.
On Merc Magazine. You brought up what we were reading, so I just grabbed what was close to me.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, nice.
What up, Leg Kick? What up, Johnny?
So Sailor Rogowski by Brian Ball, of course, Rags. Niobe's actually going to be in the issue number 2. So this from Brian Ball. Yeah.
Nice.
We know we love him. Boom, right?
Dude, I'm digging Hell Witch.
Yeah, oh, she's awesome.
Yeah. I love Linsner's covers.
I always get the Linsner cover for this run. That's what I get. My shop just puts the Linsner cover away for me. Surprisingly good.
That I picked up because of Brett Booth. Like, man, Brett Booth, Delsa Corona, and Fabian Nicieza. He knows how to write a good story.
Yeah, this will take you back, man. I mean, I said I like this issue so much. I said, put it on my pull list, right? It'll be the first Marvel comic that's been on my pull list in a few years.
Yeah.
This here is the Scorpiona. This is number 2 from CB Zane. This was a great Kickstarter book. That
I love his art.
Very cool.
Yeah, man. I'm buying Exciting Comics now from Antarctic Press since they're publishing Niobe. So I'll be checking out all that.
Sweet.
And I picked this up. I don't know if this is going to be any good or not. It's the first Image comic I picked up in a long time from Scott Snyder and Tony Daniel.
Oh yeah, they did a Kickstarter for that as well.
Yeah, so we're gonna check this out. And last but not least,
Heavy Metal. Nice.
So that's just some of the stuff that I'm currently checking out.
Nice.
Now, did Heavy Metal change their subscription recently? A friend of mine was telling me about it. Did it change at all or no?
Subscription? I don't know what you mean.
I'm not sure. What do you from a monthly?
Yeah, did they change to a monthly or something like that recently? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I usually keep up with the changes over there.
Tarna is on the cover. I'm a big Tarna fan.
Did you pick up the miniseries that they did, as an actual floppy?
Yeah,
it took forever for it to come out, but
I like it.
It was pretty cool. Good. Yeah,
the art's good, and it'll take you right back to the Heavy Metal movie. You know what I mean? So
I love that movie.
I say bring it on.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. What have I been reading? My stuff is all the way out in the library. Oh, this came in the mail. Oh, this is a sketch cover that I finished, which will be up at the Red Valkyrie auction this weekend.
You drew that?
I did.
Holy shit! Damn, good. I mean, I didn't even know you were an artist, Blue Meanie. I had no clue, man.
Oh yeah. Yep. I've been. Comics have been a part of my life since I was 3, and I started drawing them shortly after that. Art's always been a part of my life. This is.
Can we see some more?
Yeah,
this is a ballpoint pen sketch I did while I was at the shop today.
Oh yeah.
This stack of cardboard pieces came in with a shipment, and I was like, "Ooh, those are perfect! I'm gonna start sketching on them." So I did this zombie. today.
Nice.
I mean, I might finish that up and toss it in the auction. Call this one Future Ex-Wife. This was the thumbnail for my the most recent episode of Topic List that I do with Jason Bascom.
Are you working on a book or anything at all?
Yeah, I'm working on a book of my own, and I'm working on actually a piece of trading card art for Jason for Absolute Book 2. And I'm working on a part of the anthology, horror anthology for Shay.
Nice. Look at
this. This was my D&D character back in the day.
Love D&D.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a half-elf rogue.
That's awesome.
For me, it was always about playing paladins. Always made paladins, and they're always like hot chick paladins, like kick.
Hey man, it's fantasy. Yeah. And here's a piece I'm currently working on for the auction.
Oh, nice, Rocketeer.
Rocketeer, yeah. I've always enjoyed the Rocketeer. I just thought he was a cool character, and I've drawn him a couple of times.
That's one of my inspirations.
Nice. That's a perfect segue then. And this is Monster MD I got in the mail the other day. Next week, Vaughn and I are going to do a What's in the Box, and we're going to open this up live. Stay tuned. There you go. So speaking of awesome crowdfunded campaigns, let's take a gander at The Flock. If I can... There we go. Share screen, Chrome tab. And since there's a video, we will share the audio.
There you
go. All right. So tell us about this character, or should we watch the video first?
You guys can watch the video. I think I got a notification. I think I got to. Yeah. So yeah, we're at 73.
73. That's
hell yeah.
That's neat.
49 backers.
There you go.
That's neat that it shows the percentage funded after the end of the video. Nice, and it gives them an opportunity to select reward.
He's up a backer, so I would love to see this now turn into 5-0. That'd be fantastic. Let's get this to 50 backers, man.
Yeah, come on, y'all. Oh,
yeah, it's
Kimosabi, what's up, man? Welcome. What's up, Rick Saylor?
Yeah, so Kimosabi did a great review of the comic last year when I had one issue, and then I put it on for free to read in black and white on globalcomics.com. But he did a review of it, so I was pretty happy that he was able to get a review. I was on Red Valkyrie, and she kind of, after the stream, gave me some advice, and I kind of revamped the entire campaign. 8 days left of the campaign. It's a great time to revamp the whole campaign.
Hey, man, you know what? When you get, new information, hey. Yeah.
Well, the thing is after you did it, it looks so much cleaner. That was the word I had for you. It's clean now. Because before it looked kind of cluttered, and it was kind of hard to find what was what in there. But now you got it pretty streamlined. And now that you kind of have that look, when you go ahead and do your next crowdfunding campaign, that's like one mistake that you learn from and don't make again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%. I mean, I learned so much from. I had a notebook, and even Shay can vouch for it. I was literally writing down everything that they were saying. So I'm taking everyone's advice as much as possible and trying to make sure I learn and get better at becoming a creator. And I'm not gonna say like my way is the only way. I don't know what I'm doing.
That's the great thing about the age we're in right now. As far as creators go, is that there's so many resources. Like even when I started, 2015, you could find resources, but it wasn't like the way it is right now. Like we have this community where you could just go. Like I just got someone a colorist today, right? Hey, I need a colorist. I'm like, oh, fuck. I know someone, and I hooked them up. You know what I mean? And so. You can definitely take notes from everyone and apply what works for you,
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. It's there's no one right way to do it. There's what works for you, the campaign you're running.
Yeah.
But there is what has worked in multiple different campaigns that is definitely worth looking at, considering.
Yeah. Definitely.
There are certain foundational things that need to be done, to get the ball rolling. So but it's always a learning process. I mean, making comics in and of itself is always a learning process. I mean, if you're if you're trying anyway, you're always upping your game, upping your skills, trying to get better, right?
100%.
I mean, this crowdfunding thing is nothing different. I mean, the first campaign for Lady Death, like I think it was like $40,000. If even that. Like it wasn't huge. Next one was like 60, maybe 70, and then 80, and then now this most recent one closed at over $400,000.
Yeah.
But this is consistent. He does this every 4 months.
3 months. Yeah.
Every 3 months. Yeah. He does it 4 times a year. So he's he doesn't need to make like $1 million on a campaign because he's got a system.
No, he's definitely making $1 million a year though. I mean, on average, he's doing about $300,000. Like you said, this last one was like $400,000. Yeah. And even back then though, like when he first started, $40,000 was quite a bit. Like anyone that was doing 20, 30, $40,000 on a Kickstarter at that point, they were starting to get some eyes open, and he just skyrocketed from there.
Well, think of the same thing with like Common America. They started out in their first campaign at a couple thousand. Now it's like they're getting their name out there.
That's a beast of a campaign. Tim Lim and Mark did fantastic thing there.
And that's what it should be. If you love making comics, you're telling good stories, you are actively trying to tell a good story to entertain your audience, and you're trying to, for lack of a better term, hone your craft. Then you deserve to be supported. You deserve to have a successful campaign. You deserve to make a living doing this as a job, because you're doing it for the right fucking reasons. If you're here to just make money because, oh, look, it's, a bunch of suckers rife, for grifting or whatever, you're gonna have a bad time, And
unfortunately, there's a lot of the people out there.
Unfortunately, man. And it usually always backfires on them.
Oh, yeah.
It usually always backfires on them. But that's why I love seeing, stuff like this. This is something that you want to do. You put it out for free in black and white already. Obviously, this is something that means to you. It means something to you.
100%.
So, you went and had somebody color it, and now we've got a physical book. So, all right, let's go over the tiers here. What do we got?
So if you scroll down on the campaign, it shows the tiers a little bit more clear than the if you scroll a little bit down. That colors, our artist is Gino Cosmianto and our colorist is Paul Ferris.
Good combo. Like the colors, the colors and the lines work together.
Paul's actually one of my best friends growing up. He went to Edinburgh in Pennsylvania to learn like animation, but he had to learn how to draw like old animation. It's not like animation now. It was like pencil, each frame by frame by frame. Like they don't even teach that anymore.
Right.
So he had to perfect how to draw characters a certain way over and over and over. Like he showed me how long it took to do like 3 minutes of footage. It was like like how can you like nowadays it's like wow. But he's got incredible. He's getting way better at his coloring over the years. He's been developing his craft very well, and I love his work. on the campaign and on the book and whatnot. You know, I have several pages that every time he shows me a completed one, I'm like, damn, wow. I get like goosebumps because, you know, I never thought it would be in color. So
that's awesome, man. The art, you know, sometimes when you have colors and line work, sometimes the colors override the line work. Sometimes the colors don't really match up to the line work. No, this is a good fit.
And what's Scott's fit? Yeah. Well, I was gonna say what Scott's trying to go for too is you know, that sort of like golden age, silver age, Pulp Fiction hero sort of look. You know, you look at this and immediately you sort of get like maybe you know, we brought up the Rocketeer a little bit. You know, you get that vibe. Maybe you get the Blue Beetle vibe, or like, you know, say almost like 60s Batman's vibe. You know,
from totally. Oh, totally. You know.
So yeah, the book itself, it does take place in the 50s. So our main character, I don't think we mentioned it's the comic is called The Flock. The main character is the Goose Man. He's the hero. He's the superhero, the Batman 66 vibe. He's, you know, saves the city, and he's got his sidekick, the Gosling, which is his nephew, and his best friend Jackie Oakes, which is this big lumberjack muscle guy that is basically his best friend from World War II, who's kind of like a he doesn't wear a mask. He doesn't, you know, want to protect anyone because he's the strongest guy in the city. No one can challenge him. He's very cocky in a way. He's like, no one can beat me. Why do I need to have a mask on? But
right.
Yeah, so like, you know, it's a very fun all ages book. That's one thing I would like to mention. It is all ages. So
that's awesome.
I kind of made it targeting for people like my 9-year-old nephew, so that he can read comics and get into comics, because a lot of people don't realize that the younger generation needs to get into comics so we can have people read comics in the future. You know?
I mean, that's when I got into comics when I was a kid. You know, I've been reading comics since I was 3. I've been reading them since before I could actually read. You know, my dad got me into them. But you know, if there wasn't something fun for me to read back then why would I care now? You know, you gotta get them interested when they're young, and we need more of stuff like this. We need more stuff that's, you know,
or more
good
variety at least. Yeah,
you know, stuff that's actually appropriate for kids, because, you know, we all of us adults, we like our rated R, you know, comics, and, you know, oh, this is an adult medium now and whatnot. But you know, there still needs to be room for kids. Otherwise, we're gonna take this shit to the grave with us when we all, you know, die. You know,
and also
it'll be supplanted by manga. You know,
that's gonna happen.
And that's
I mean, they're comics, and some of that art is fantastic. But it's, you know, there's room for both. You know, there needs to be stuff like this, and I think it's cool that it's a, you know, it's a throwback, you know, to the heyday, to the golden age of superheroes. You know, that fun, wholesome fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, definitely. And that's how I approached it and how I wrote it, and then when I created the project in general, that's kind of the vibe I was trying to get as much as possible. I wanted it to feel fun. I wanted it to be exciting. But it's not like, you know, I'm going to just do all ages, you know, for all the characters. I might do a spin-off where it's a little bit teen plus, and then one for a younger audience if I have to. But right now it's kind of like everybody can pick it up. You can pick it up. You can send it to your son, daughter, anyone, so that, you know, share it with your family. That's the main goal.
And we love you for it, Amanda.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, there is no wrong time to get into comics.
Oh, yeah.
There is absolutely no wrong time to get into comics. And the beauty of, you know, comic shops and back issues is that you can go, you know, rifle through the history that's out there. Mm-hmm. You can find all kinds of stuff that's out there. You don't need to read the stuff that's brand new right now. You can go read the classics.
I'll tell you,
welcome to comics. It's a beautiful place to be.
We had Don Chen on a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
talking
to
him.
Was great.
The radioactive black belt, was it adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters? That's what it is.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And so I went to the.
I sold one of those from the 50-cent bin today.
Dude, that's exactly where I found them. And I went and dug a bunch of them up and I picked them up. You know what I mean? So speaking about, you know, going back a number of years, you know, and you can get a lot of like great little gems like that on the cheap. You know what I mean? some of the best comics that were made during the 90s are still dollar bin books. You can go grab them.
I got a lot of the
spend an arm and a leg in comics if you don't want to. You know what I mean? Like,
you don't have to. There's still you can the some of the older stuff you can literally just that's what I grew up reading. You can give that to kids. You don't have to worry about it. It's the real world, but it's not. I don't know, a jagged edged world. I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe after a certain point, who knows.
No, I would say the first comic I remember reading, as a collector, you know what I mean? Like, not just like an Archie when I was a kid, but I was actually like, okay, I'm going to put this in a bag and a board. I'm collecting comics now. Was like X-Men Annual 10 with Art Adams,
Oh, one of my earliest X-Men books was X-Men Annual, I think it was number 12. It had the High Evolutionary in it.
Yeah. Well, I think that might have been 11, but
yeah. Whichever one it was an Art Adams book.
Yeah, Art Adams was doing the annuals for a while. I think he did 8, 9, 10, and 11. He might have done 12, but that got me hooked to the X-Men right away, and that was it. I was a comic book fan pretty much ever since.
Absolutely.
Nice.
I have a cat trying to crawl into my lap currently.
He wants to be part of the show,
Right? The problem is she doesn't sit still when she's on my lap, so she keeps walking around. All right, so we got distracted by these awesome colors. We were headed down here to check out the tiers, the Gooseman package. By the way, I don't know if you got the joke, the gander. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, but you're taking a gander at something. Sorry.
I got it.
Terrible pun. Terrible pun. I'm so sorry.
That was
anyway.
I think mine was better.
Here, you know what? I got something for my terrible pun.
That's dumb. You're dumb.
I like it.
There. Finally used that on myself on my own channel. All right.
That's fun.
Okay, so the Gooseman package.
So basically,
what do we got going on here?
You got 3 books plus a poster for $25 plus shipping.
Nice.
Very good deal. For 3 comic books, they're 24-page books, no ads in the book, and you get a poster.
There's 24 pages of pure comic, ladies and gentlemen. Pure comic. Nice.
Pure. But that's the standard package, so there's no variants at all in that package. So, but then you also get a poster in there. And then the Gosling package is all 3 books but it's digital, so it's $10 for digital.
Cool.
So about 3 something each book. And then the variants, each variant is $12 plus shipping. I've got the B variant is by Mike Belcher. C is by the one and only Ichthus, who's in the channel, or not channel, in the chat. And D is by Joel Souza. E is by Mike Belcher as well. And then F is the cool crossover cover with the one and only Niobe and Violet from
Demon Hunter Raven.
Demon Hunter Raven.
Nice.
Yeah, so that Nick drew that particular cover, put our 3 covers on it. That's actually a cover swipe of Danger Girl #1 from J. Scott Campbell.
I was wondering why it looks sliding
familiar
on his knees here.
Yeah. So we wanted to do a cover swipe, and so we looked at a different bunch of covers that had 3 characters on them, and then I found Danger Girl #1. I said, "What do you think about this one, boys?" And they're like, "Yeah, let's do it." So Nick drew it, and then my guy Dan Olvera colored it, and I think it came out great.
Yeah. Came out really
awesome. Good. From what I can see, I mean, it's a little small.
And the cool thing is that we're gonna have that cover on all 3 campaigns too. So Nick just ran his campaign, successfully funded. Some people have gotten that cover, and then when I run my next one, that too will be a part of it.
And
nice.
If you're wondering what the if you wanted to expand them, they're all on the Twitter page too. If you follow me at the Flock Comic, I have it pinned to the top of the page if you want to see each comic and see what they look like covers wise. for the variants. And then I had the Belcher package, which is I kind of did like a savings. It's $20 plus shipping for both covers instead of paying each individually $12 each.
Yeah. Mike Belcher doing some variant covers, man. That's it's quite the snag, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then he's been doing quite a lot of work recently, just doing old or like Silver Age characters and creating them in his style. He's been doing that for a lot of comics recently. But he was able to do 2 covers. It's funny, cover E, Gosling looks like he's pretty ripped.
Yeah, I remember on the Red Valkyrie stream, you guys were having a conversation about that. Yeah, he's supposed to be 13. Damn, that's a thick 13-year-old. Dude looks like he's been lifting. Are you sure he's not 17? Yeah, I mean, hey, eat your vegetables and your spinach, at least and not too much spinach, and you too can look like the Gosling. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome. All right, so this is just the 2 Belcher variants. Belcher package, issue number 1 variants. Makes sense. And
the Jackie Oakes package is everything. $125.
Just the whole kit and caboodle. Wow.
Everything I got. Everything is yours for $125 plus shipping,
including his soul.
8 printed floppies, plus digital,
one, so I'm giving them
2
out.
posters, and a thank you page, and 1 slightly used and abused soul.
Right.
1 slightly used and abused writer's soul. There you go.
I like that slightly used and abused soul. Good.
Yeah. Aren't they all?
So,
right?
Yeah. I'm so abused.
Not wrong.
Let's see. So the first issue in black and white, free to read on the Global Comics website. Very cool. So if you guys are looking for a taste of the book, is this a link? Is this a clickable link?
Yeah, you can click.
Oh
on
my!
It.
It's a clickable link. Tell you what, I'll go ahead. It goes right to the link.
And you go right to
that into.
It's black and white, so. Of course, the book that you guys are going to get, if you back it, will be in color. That's the whole reason that we're doing this campaign. But this is kind of like I wanted to put it out there so people are interested, come back to it. It's been getting a lot of traction on that Global Comics website the last 2 months. I released it in December, and I think the last time I looked at it was like 790 or something like that.
That's awesome.
Clicks. So, yeah, check it out, guys. It's a free comic.
Yeah.
But if you like it, back the campaign.
Well, just not only is it a free comic, but it gives you a chance to check out exactly what's going on. And if you read it and you dig it, I mean, jump over here, back to campaign. This man has 16 hours left. We're on the final.
That's right.
Here, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. He needs your help. And what did you say? You're 500 and what? Like less than $600 away from getting this book funded. Yeah. So jump on in, guys. We need more all ages content like this. But and being able to take a check it out.
After that, I have like this Twitter thing for the campaign. I'll probably do it again on another campaign in the future. But like, if anyone tweets it out using the hashtag and talks about the campaign in any way, they'll get a chance to get some extra goodies. Some what Larry's like to say. I think it's tchotchkes. What are they called?
Tchotchkes. Yeah, tchotchkes. Tchotchkes. Yeah, tchotchkes. Yeah. It's
remember like tchotchke from like Happy Days?
Yes.
But yeah, this was kind of like a marketing thing for everyone to help boost the campaign, to get extra things in their package if they are spreading the word, spreading the love. Because I'm looking at the Twitter hashtag and seeing who's posting it and stuff. So, but yeah, anyone who does that gets something extra in their package.
That's awesome.
Look at that! You went up to
nice.
You are up to 51 backers.
So close.
Yeah. 1,511. So you are less than $500. Less than $500 from your goal, my friend. That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Silvar says, I just tweeted. There's a hashtag.
A hashish?
There's a hashish.
Hashish? Hashish?
What are you thinking?
It's the final countdown. Thanks, Christopher C. That's going to be stuck in my head now for like
I was listening
hours.
to that before the stream. Like I clicked it on like 10 minutes before.
Nice.
Get me pumped up.
You know what? If you like, if you want a heavier version, go look up Norther cover of Final Countdown. They're kind of like a black metal band, and they cover the Final Countdown. So it's a lot heavier and shriekier. At least I think they're kind of a black metal band. I don't know, that's the only heavier cover I found of that song. So anyway, it's fun. Hashtag autocorrect always gets you, don't it, homie? The flockening, says Frog.
The flockening, that's
the
right.
flockening.
The flockening.
Yeah. Laugh it up, fuzzball.
That's right.
This book looks like fun. So tell me about the inspiration for the Gooseman and the Gosling.
So a little bit of background. So the Gooseman and the city that it's located in, it's called O City, Canada. Like O Canada, O City. Anyway, quick joke. My brother and yeah, thanks. The colorist made a comic book called Canada Bear, and that was a comic that they're currently working on at the moment. I kind of helped them at conventions, kind of helped them out. I wanted to do my own comic, so I kind of used the city, so it's like a very, very far back prequel to their series, because their series takes place in the 90s, completely different setting, completely different characters. And so I want to do like a prequel in the same city, so I created the character Gooseman, because, you know, every other animal in the world is freaking taken as a character. And I'm like, let's just go wrong. Gooseman. It sounds like something very, ferocious.
You know, it's something very. It's also something very Canadian. Canadian goose.
Exactly. That's right. And there's this Canadian goose out here in Cleveland, Ohio, are so vicious.
Oh my God! They are.
They're so scary. So if you
do not care, they will come at you.
There's a busy highway out here that had to shut down because geese were just walking across. They weren't flying. They were just walking. They didn't give a
like F you all.
Exactly.
We own this road now. What?
Yeah, it's crazy. But the Gooseman, the character's real name is Huck Bennett, and the story goes up to this point because I didn't really want to start off with an origin story because I think everyone's tired of listening and reading and talking about origin stories for characters. Origin story will come later down in the series. Everyone's sick of it, in my opinion. I'm sick of it hearing Batman's parents die.
Yeah, I mean, the movies kind of rode the origin thing into the ground,
basically.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So going into the first book, a little bit of the background is it's been several years of Gooseman being around. He started off becoming the Gooseman because his city, when he returned from World War II, was kind of corrupted with organized crime, took like all the different politicians and corruption and everything. So he cracked down on that as the Gooseman because the his bureaucracy of becoming a detective couldn't do anything, so that's why he became the Gooseman itself. Several years, no crime. Then this gang out of nowhere called the Purple Hood Gang comes out of nowhere and springs up and starts causing chaos in the city. And Gooseman has to stop him with his nephew, Edward, the Gosling, to try and stop these guys from ruining the city. And in the first book, it's been out since December, guys. I'm not giving too much spoilers here, but it's a maple syrup heist. So these guys are stealing maple syrup, which is basically based on an actual life event in Canada that cost Canada $60 million. Pure gold, exactly.
That's pure fantastic.
Maple. And the people are all freaking out because the city civilians are freaking out because there's a maple festival coming up and they're having flapjacks and pancakes and they're going to be worried there's not going to be enough maple syrup for the festival. So it's fun. That's why it's all ages, folks. That's why it's all ages.
That's awesome.
It's a wacky adventure.
That sounds like a lot of fun, and now I want pancakes and maple syrup, but like real maple syrup. See, I went to college up in New Hampshire near Vermont, so got used to like real maple syrup up there.
Ooh,
'cause we would occasionally get the real thing brought down from the cold wide north.
There's a well, I used to live in the city, and then now I moved out to this rural area, and they have like maple, like there's a very big maple festival here in a couple, like I think 3 months from now, but they do everything. It's insane how much people go nuts for maple syrup. It's insane.
It's like crack.
Oh yeah,
Delicious sugar syrup.
Thick. I call it thick sugar.
Right,
it's everywhere around me. I mean, we're spoiled to it,
Yeah. See, now down where I'm at, which is way further south in a very hot, humid part of the country. we have the corn syrup garbage, or we have the premium, actual real maple syrup that is super expensive. So I just
It's super expensive.
Yeah.
For the more pure stuff, it's that price you got to pay. But yeah,
that's because it's the good stuff.
It's the good shit.
Icky. Yeah, sticky icky. I do not have a syrup fetish. Not that I know of. I am perfectly willing to find out, though. Just send beautiful, large-breasted women with syrup, and we will find out.
Yeah.
That sounds like a
I like that name, Cyborg Valkyrie.
Right, we're promoting this all ages book, and here I am talking about maple syrup wrestling with large-breasted women.
It always breaks down this way, huh, Scott?
It does.
I mean, to be fair, this is Death Metal Hero, not known for being family friendly.
I'm just giving Scott a hard time. Me and Scott have done a lot of streams together trying to promote this book. I don't even really have a stake in this at all. I'm just kind of here as moral support. But,
and I appreciate 100%, brother.
But I would love to see this get funded. You put your heart and soul into this, and you're so close. But time is short, right? And so tonight you got to push it, brother. You got to tweet this to all the different groups you're in. You got to and hammer it down that like, man, the clock is the time is counting down.
Mm-hmm.
It's now, and now is the time. Maple cocaine friend.
Maple cocaine friend.
Yeah.
Because it's like crack. Yeah.
Boob Dan Art.
Yep, that's my buddy Dan Plagle. He's got a book called Goblin Girl coming out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and got a mailing list currently. Let's see. Yes, that's what a man would. Syrup fetish would say. Syrup isn't the fetish; it's just lubes his pancake kink. Yeah, see, there you go. Get it right. Gosh, I will not be miskinked around here. Thank you very much.
It's your stream. You shouldn't be.
Yep. See, there's Goblin Girl.
Nice.
All right. So, let's see. Mm-hmm.
76%. Where are we at now?
15 hours to go.
15 hours to go.
Yep.
Less than $500 left.
Less than $500. You are have 489. Is that? Yeah, 489. Wow, I can math. That's awesome. So we were talking about the Rocketeer earlier. You said the Rocketeer was part of the inspiration. Just that whole time period, the 1930s, 1940s kind of time period is.
Definitely. So Rocketeer and the Will Eisner's The Spirit was a very big inspiration for the character, and also how that era of the main thing why I wanted to do it in that era is because it's not like today. Like technology isn't the same, so it's very retro feeling. Like he has to go to an actual telephone, and there's no dial.
Right.
In some telephones, there's no cell phones. I had to deal with that, I think, twice, and then the artist Gino, he finally caught on. I was like, that car looks amazing. I love that car. It's great. Did not exist. I'm sorry. You're going to have to redo that. We ran into that a couple times, and I was like, that looks great. I love it, but does not exist.
It's not quite what we're needing right here in this particular scene. Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, he caught on pretty quick. That was like the first issue, because we did 1 through 3, and, you know, he got better and better at it. I just, when I first started with him, I was trying to get more references as much as possible for him for that era. He was doing it himself, but if I ever had to try to like describe it to him, because I'm not the artist, I'm not really great. I'm just spewing words and spewing words as much as I can, but how to get a point across, I have to like do some good research, good references, so that he can get like the perfect image that we can get going. But yeah,
don't be afraid to send pictures. Like if you got an idea in your head, like don't be afraid to send pictures. I mean, speaking as an artist, like this is the kind of thing I'm thinking. You know, image. Absolutely helpful. I personally wouldn't take it as like trying to step on my artistic toes or anything like that. You know?
Oh yeah, and with Gino, he's been very open, giving me feedback, and I give him feedback like right away, because he hand draws everything, then inks digitally, I believe. I think.
Oh wow! Okay.
So he goes through and when he does like a whole page, he'll do them in batches. We usually do like 5 pages at a time, but he'll do a page a day and inks and everything. So he's got a pretty good speed on him when he gets things rolling and is in the groove. Sometimes he'll do more than 1 page a day, and he's just in the groove. He doesn't want to stop the groove. He just keeps going and going and going and going and going. And yeah, he's a great artist.
That's fantastic. I'm glad that you found a great artist. Now that's is it Paul that was your friend from childhood?
Yeah.
It's awesome that Paul was able to come in and do the colors for you. You know, you found this great artist, but then your old buddy was able to come in and do the colors for it. That's fantastic, man. You got a great team. So what's after these 3 issues? What's the future like for the Gooseman and the Gosling?
So the future, well, I'm going up to 6 issues for the series. So, and then after that, I'll probably go on to like season 2 per se. But season 1 is going to have issues 1 through 6. But the plan is to have do it in batches. If I do campaigns like this one, I have 1 through 3. Once it's funded, I'll do a campaign for 4, 5, and 6, and break it up that way. I have them all outlined. Issue 4 has actually been inked; it's already completed. Issue 5 and 6 are on the final draft of the outline. Issue 5, I think, is actually halfway done with the actual script. But issue 5 and 6 are kind of like a 2-parter. I started the series with the 2-parter. I ended the 5 and 6 will be a 2-parter.
Cool.
And that one's pretty more intense because it has mostly action in the last 2.
Right.
And issue 4 is kind of like I have it themed to release in the fall. So there's one that's like more Halloweenish. It's kind of like a darker one, and then going into like the Christmas season, so it's like the winter one. So it's winter gets in November, and October is already winter in Canada. So
right. I mean, winter is a relative subject down where I'm at in the world. So, yeah, it's like it's a suggestion more than anything else. But the whole changing of seasons in comics, that was always fun as a kid. Like I'm reading, something, and it's supposed to be cold outside, so I know it's cold in the rest of the country, and then I'm reading X-Men, and they're like, they're playing football in the leaves, during the fall, and I'm like, that it connects it to the real world, especially when you're reading it at that time. whenever I read American Gods, I try to read it in the fall because it takes place in the fall, winter, kind of time. And I don't know, just connections with the story. It's always fun. Those little hints of verisimilitude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that I like doing that because it matches with like the season that you're in. I wanted it to be that way too because the first 2-3 issues take place in spring, going end of winter, going in spring, and then I wanted the fall campaign to be going into winter and the leaves changing. So the art will change as well. The art's going to look more. The leaves will change colors. Kind of go with the thing going.
And you get a whole cycle thing going on there. Nefarious says the future is running the campaign on Indiegogo.
Well, I do have plans to do an Indiegogo campaign. I've done one in the past, did not get funded, but I'll see how things go. I'm probably going to do, if we don't get funded on Kickstarter, I'll probably kind of do like similarly on Indiegogo, but I probably won't do it for as long, only because I need to get started on getting the books printed, but also starting to get ready to work closely with the colorist and try to get things rolling. It might be out of my pocket in some areas, but I just got to keep it going. I can't stall it for too long if you would do that. So,
well, what you can do is you could sign up. You could get a sign up sheet going, a sign up email list going. Wow, I swear I can talk. Get your email sign up list going on. Fulfill all your stuff with Kickstarter first, right? Yeah. Then you launch your Indiegogo, and then maybe do like an Indiegogo exclusive cover or something. Something just a little bit different. Yeah, I realize for the completists it will be like, well, damn it, now I have to go get all of that. But it'll give it a little something nice, because it's a different edition. It'll be a nice collector's item for those that pick it up on Indiegogo.
Oh yeah.
Just a thought. Talk to Shay and Sai. Talk to Shay and Sai and see what they think.
Well, I know you can actually use the Kickstarter if you bring it to Indiegogo. Like, say, I think there's an option if you're not funded, you can turn it into an actual in-demand store right when you go on Indiegogo. So there's no like waiting to get funded or something like that. If you show that you've been funded on Kickstarter, it turns it into like a virtual store type of deal. That way, cool. I can set it up where when I'm in the process of getting ready to print, I can use both as like a ways of getting people's information and shipping and get things rolling. 2 different avenues. It's money on the table. Absolutely. Larry always says it's money on the table. I'm not gonna pick one or the other.
And I'll be perfectly honest. I'm much more partial to the Indiegogo format. This is aside from Brian Polito and Jim Ballant, like very few things do I usually back on Kickstarter, just because the format to me is a little clunky. This actually looks a lot better than it has in a while, which is good. But yeah, also I don't like that it doesn't immediately take the money out. It waits until the end of the campaign. That I have had multiple people tell me that it just completely fucks them up. It throws them off. They're not used to that being unexpected, and suddenly overdrafts and stuff like that. So I don't know. That's really my main gripe about this.
There is a flip side to that, though. And the reason why it's done that way is because if a project is not funded, they don't have to go through all the trouble to refund you because no one has been charged.
Yeah.
No, I totally get that. It's a cost-effective way to do it. I totally get that. It's just little inconvenient sometimes. That's all.
No, I hear you. I mean, because people do get nailed that way. There's lots of times where I back to Kickstarter, 30 days go by, and all of a sudden I'm down $50 in my bank, and I don't know why, and I have to go back and fuck, I backed that. Right.
Yeah. That's honestly one of the reasons I was thinking about like setting up like a specific card or something like that just for crowdfunding campaigns. That way, when it does come out, I know that, that's what it was for.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I don't know.
A preloadable Visa and stuff works well for that.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking, just to keep track, because I mean there are so many comics and so many campaigns to back that it's hard to keep track of them sometimes,
But I mean, Scott should absolutely do an Indiegogo. There's no reason not to do an Indiegogo. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm going definitely.
Well, I know you said that you guys only had an hour, and we've been going for an hour. Is there anything else that you want to make sure people know before we take on off?
Main thing is the Flock is a Golden Age inspired comic book, like it says up there, full of action and adventure, printed in the modern age. It is a all around, not just fun. I mean, there's so many things that happen in the book. There's Easter eggs to different things in the real world, but I turned them and moved them around to being in the era of the 50s. And, I had a lot of fun creating this book. I've been working on it for about 2 years now, gone through several artists, finally getting to Gino, went through 2 colorists, and, I have been working, nights till 3, 4 in the morning working on this, getting things rolling. I work a day job, so it's like I'm doing as much as I can to get this campaign going, get this book going, because I don't only just believe in myself. I believe in these other guys that are helping me out. Anyone who's backed the campaign, anyone who's been working on the book with me and wanting to do covers, approached me to do covers. I appreciate all the support, and I've been just trying to work hard to promote them and also promote the book as much as I can. And hopefully we get funded tonight.
Come on, guys. We got 15 hours left. Grab that link, share it out. Share it with people that love comics, that have kids. Like get this to the people who have kids that will dig this. Kids that like something like Batman Brave and the Bold cartoon, or
that's sort of the exact sort of vibe I get. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the total vibe I get from it, especially this image right here. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really show my mouse pointer, does it? The one of him, the one I have in the background here, of him rocketing up. That totally gives me like a Batman Brave and the Bold vibe. So we need to get this out there to the people that need to see it. Kids, the target audience. So share it, back it if you can. We've got 15 hours left to get it funded under $500. I know we can do it. All right, guys. Well, I guess we are going to go ahead and wrap this up. Scott, Larry, thanks for coming and hanging out on the first ever Killer Closeout. I thought about calling it like the Killer Closeout Scream or Stream, but that just sounded like too much title.
Before I run, thank you for having me on, of course. And Scott, good luck with this, man. I'm gonna be watching your campaign tonight. I'm hoping to see it grow. I'm gonna be at work, but I'll share it out a little bit. I'm in fulfillment right now. I'm like neck deep in sending out books. Here's just a look at a couple of our book, right? But the thing is that we're going to Indiegogo April 4th. So this is a beautiful cover right here by Paul Green and Ula Moss.
Wow.
This is cover A. This is cover D, I think, from Matt Weldon. Of course, we all know and love Matt Weldon. So we got a lot of good stuff going on. But April 4th, keep an eye out for us.
Nice, excellent, guys. Do you have any questions before we sign off?
No, brother, it's been great. Again, thanks for having me on.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap it up, guys. Thank you all so much for being here and hanging out. And we will catch you all later.